शिव कहर शिव गुर शिव उपदेश गुर गुर एको वेश अनेक बाबा जय कहरे करते कीरत होए सो कर राख वडाई तोए रहाओ विषय चस्या घड़िया पहरा थिति वारी माहो होआ सूरज एको रोते अनेक नानक करते के केते वेश
Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the next video. So here we've entered a new Shabad entirely. So now we're on Rag Asa Mela Bela. First of all, the Rag has changed, but the author has stayed the same. Rag Asa is a unique Rag to Sikhism. We believe that Guru Nanak himself created Rag Asa. So, just an additional fact about it, Rag Asa is such a beautiful Rag. It's one of my personal favorites. And this Shabad is the only Shabad in Soila that's in Rag Asa. So the facilitator has already gone over the meanings of this actual Shabad, so I'm just going to hit on a couple important points that Guru Nanak Sahib is writing here. First of all, in the second line in the Rahal Pankti, which is, as we know, is the thesis line of the Shabad, Guru Nanak Sahib is talking about how at the end of the day, Baba jai kar karte kirat hoy, soga rak vadai toy rahao. This idea of a house here, kar, refers to basically any sort of faith system, any sort of belief system. So Guru Sahib is saying that as long as this house is showing love for God, right, karte kirat hoy, is singing God's praises, loving God, believes in the most basic attributes of God, one that loves everyone, one that treats everyone equally, the very, very basic level of what God is. As long as this house, this faith system, this belief system, follows this principle of loving God, of singing to God, singing His praises, then Guru Sahib says, well then accept those ideas of that house. Rak meaning accept. So basically, if you accept those ideas of that faith system, that is worshipping, loving God, then as a result, you get that respect, you get that vidyai, you get that happiness. You leave this world with that happiness, the point of life altogether in Sikhism, to reach that highest stage of enlightenment before we leave this world. So, Sikhi is so unique in that not only does Sikhism believe in the equality of all religions, but in our history, in the Guru Granth Sahib, it's actually played out. Equality is actually shown in so many different ways. Excuse me. For example, in Sikhism, there's diversity in the writers within the Guru Granth Sahib itself. If you look at the Guru Granth Sahib, which, in English, I hate using this word, but, English is a restrictive language. If we call the Guru Granth Sahib Sikhism's holy text, and I know that's not 100% correct, but in English it's difficult to have a direct translation of what the Guru Granth Sahib means to us. But if you look at the Guru Granth Sahib from that lens, there are not only Sikh authors in the Guru Granth Sahib, right? The Gurus themselves, the first 5 Gurus and the 9th Guru, but we also have Bhagats or saints of other religions too, right? We have several different Hindu Bhagats of all different castes, the untouchable caste, the Vash caste. We have the Brahmins as well, some Brahmins in the Guru Granth Sahib that the Guru has accepted as reaching God. We also have Sufi Muslim writers such as Sheikh Farid Ji that has Bani in the Guru Granth Sahib. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji, who put together the first version of the Guru Granth Sahib, he recognized that, God can be reached through any of these religions. And that's what Guru Nanak, all the Gurus preached this, throughout the time as well. But when compiling the Guru Granth Sahib, Guru Arjan Dev Ji said that, we are going to include Bani written by people who are not even Sikh, because they have reached God. And as a result, we should also worship their Bani. So when we do Matha Tek in a Gurdwara, when we bow our head, we're not only bowing our head to the Gurus in the Guru Granth Sahib, but we're also bowing our head to Sheikh Farid Ji and Bhagat Ravidas Ji and Bhagat Kabir Ji and all these other non-Sikh Bhagats in the Guru Granth Sahib. Therefore showing that really any house, any religion that you become a part of that worships God, that loves God, that sings to God, you can reach God that way. You can have that vidyai as a result of being completely committed to that religion. But it's important here, Guru Nanak says you have to accept those ideas of that religion that you've chosen. So, if you're a Sikh, and Sikhism works for all of us, then follow all the rules of Sikhism. Do everything Sikhi says to do. And once you do that, you will reach God. This isn't a pick and choose where I'm going to pick a few ideas here, pick a few ideas there, and make up my own thing. That doesn't work. Guru Nanak is saying once you pick a religion, pick that house, that God, then you have to accept all the ideas of that religion. And then you reach that stage of enlightenment here. And you look at Sikh history as well, the idea of equality has been present throughout our history. When Guru Arjan Dev Ji, when Harmandir Sahib was being built, the person who laid the first brick was a Sufi Muslim, Mian Mir. He was a Muslim Sufi saint that Guru Sahib himself requested to come lay the brick. Guru Sahib could have laid it himself if he had wanted to. He could have asked another Sikh to lay it. But he asked a Sufi Muslim saint to come lay that brick, which in South Asian culture is a sign of huge respect. I mean, can you imagine now if you're constructing a Gurdwara and you ask a Sufi Muslim or a Hindu or a Jewish saint or a Christian saint to come lay the first brick? You would get in huge trouble. You would, there'd be riots breaking out. Your life would be in danger if someone did that right now. But Guru Sahib himself asked Mian Mir to please lay the first brick. Harmandir Sahib was laid, the foundation was laid by a non-Sikh because Guru Sahib truly recognized you can reach God through any faith that truly loves him. And you follow that religion, you follow those rules, you follow that advice. Okay? So this idea of equality is present throughout Sikhi. Unfortunately these days our hearts and our community have shrunk so much. We've become so closed off and we see differences between each other on the basis of religion and race and gender and all these different types of differences. But the Gurus didn't see it that way. They didn't act that way. So that's important to realize on this line here, that as long as you accept those ideas of that house, that God, that faith system, then you can also reach that highest stage of enlightenment. Then you look at the last line of the Shabad as well, a similar idea is being explained, where just as there are several seasons that are a result of one sun, right? Suraj eko, Rut anek, Suraj eko, there's one sun, but Rut meaning season, anek, countless. Just as from one sun there are countless seasons, from God himself there are countless different appearances that come from that one source. Everything living in this world, whether they're human beings, whether they are animals, plants, fruit, bacteria, water, it doesn't matter. As long as it's living, it's a representation of God. Everything comes from God, we believe in Sikhi. God is therefore in all creation, so we have to see God in all creations. And there's a famous line, which I'm not sure where it came from, but they said, if you cannot see God in all, you cannot see God at all. So the same idea is prevalent here. And again, through Barni and in Sikh history, this idea of recognizing God in everyone is very common. Guru Gobind Singh Ji in the Tav Prasad Savaiya in his Barni from Akal Ustad Sahib in Sri Dasam Granth Sahib, which is one of our Nitnem Barnis as well, right? Sach kaho sun leho sabe, jin prem ki ho tin hi prapayo. Meaning at the end of the day, no matter what you do, if you don't fall in love with God and his creation, then nothing else matters. If you do not love his creation, love all of his creation, having hate for no one or nothing, but loving all types of his creation, that's the way to reach God in Sikhi. Ritualism, any other sort of thing will not help. The only thing that matters here is pure love for God and his creation. We all know the Sakhi of Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, or it's at least a very common Sakhi. You've probably seen pictures of him in Gurdwaras. Bhai Kanhaiya Ji was a Sikh at the time of Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. And during that time, there were plenty of battles going around. One battle in particular where the Sikhs were fighting the Mughals. And Bhai Kanhaiya Ji's job was he basically had a large jug of water. And wherever there would be an injured soldier, a tired soldier, a thirsty soldier, he would go and he would basically feed water to that thirsty soldier. And, that soldier would therefore feel better and go back to fighting. And what happened was a lot of Sikhs noticed that Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, who was a Sikh of Guru Gobind Singh Ji, was not only giving water to Sikh soldiers, but he was giving water to fallen Mughal soldiers as well. So you have a Mughal soldier here who was just fighting Sikhs, killing Sikhs, who's asking for water, and a Sikh, Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, goes and gives water to that soldier, to that Mughal soldier, who as a result gets energy to go fight Sikhs. So when Sikh soldiers saw this happening, they complained to Guru Gobind Singh Ji, saying, you know what, this is treason, this is betrayal, he is aiding the enemy here. And when Guru Gobind Singh Ji heard what was happening, he's Antarjami, right? He knows everything that's happening. So he knew what was happening, and he wanted to prove a point here. So he said, okay, call Bhai Kanhaiya Ji to my darbar, let's all talk to him. So Bhai Kanhaiya Ji was called to the darbar, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji told him, Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, explain yourself, what have you been doing? And Bhai Kanhaiya Ji said, well, yeah, it's true, I have been giving water to every soldier, because you told me to see God in everyone. And when I see a fallen Mughal soldier in pain and thirsty, and I look into his eyes, I look at his face, I see you, referring to Guru Gobind Singh Ji. I see you in every single person. And how can I deny you water? If you're asking me for help, asking me for water, how can I say no to you? So I have to give water to everyone because I see God within everyone. I see your face within everyone. And Guru Gobind Singh Ji was very pleased with that answer. He knew he was going to say that. And he told the Sangha that Bhai Kanhaiya Ji is actually the perfect example of what Sikhi is all about. And he told Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, you're doing a good job, but you could be doing more. In fact, he told Bhai Kanhaiya Ji, I want you to also give medicine to the fallen soldiers, Muslim and Sikh. So therefore showing that Bhai Kanhaiya Ji was actually doing the right thing, because he saw God in everyone, including those that were trying to destroy them, destroying Sikhs in general. Even within our so-called enemy, he saw God within them and served them without discrimination. Bhagat Ravidas Ji, who was a Hindu Bhagat in the Guru Granth Sahib, also showing equality just like every single writer. There's a Sakhi where he was cooking outside of his house. He was making roti on the tava, on the plate, on the hot plate. And Bhagat Ravidas Ji was from a lower caste in Hindu society, so the neighborhood where he was living, everyone used to cook outside. There were small houses, they couldn't afford much food. Bhagat Ravidas Ji only had just a small amount of food to feed himself. He didn't have a lot of extra food lying around, so every morsel was really precious. And as he's rolling the atta and he's cooking the roti, there's a stray dog nearby, and as soon as that roti is finished cooking and it's fresh, it's hot, and as soon as it comes off the tawa, this stray dog runs and grabs the roti with its mouth and runs off through the lane, through the street, with the roti hanging down from its mouth. And Bhagat Ravidas Ji suddenly just runs right behind the dog, trying to catch up to it. And if you can imagine, there's a street with everyone, all the neighbors cooking, and there's this dog running through the street with this roti hanging out. And Bhagat Ravidas Ji is running right behind the dog. And all of his neighbors are laughing at him. Look, they're making jokes. Oh, the dog took your food, he took your roti, you can't catch him. And the dog is too fast. The dog runs away with the roti, and Bhagat Ravidas Ji can't catch up to him, so he comes back slowly to his house without the roti. And his neighbors are taunting him, and they told him, oh, Bhagat Ravidas Ji, looks like you have no dinner, and they're laughing at him. You must feel pretty bad. And Bhagat Ravidas Ji looks up to them and says, no, I don't feel bad, but there wasn't any butter on the roti. Apparently, Bhagat Ravidas Ji was carrying a stick of butter with him, because he wanted to put butter on the roti to give to the dog. That he was upset that the dog took the roti before he had put butter on it. That was why he was upset. He wanted to go get the dog so he could put butter on the roti. He saw God in that dog. He didn't care whether it was a human or an animal or a plant or anything. He recognized God in that animal, and he wanted to go serve it. So here Guru Sahib also recognizing that God is the source of all creation, nothing else. We are all of the same creator, everything in this world. The same God that's in us is in a piece of fruit. as is in an animal or a plant or in bacteria or in water. We're all the same here. We're all from that same source. And as a Sikh, we have to serve God in every single capacity. Disrespecting the environment where God exists is not permitted in Sikhi. We have to respect God in every single creation. So with that, unfortunately, we weren't able to find this Shabad being sung in Rag Asa. It's not sung very often. However, I do have a recording for you that's right after this in the same video of the legendary Ragi by Dharam Singh Zakhmi and his brother by Shumsher Singh Ji Zakhmi singing another Shabad in Rag Asa, written in Rag Asa as well. And I would really like you guys to listen to that. I want you to feel the emotion of Guru Nanak Sahib's own Rag Asa. Rag Asa is supposed to give you a feeling of optimism, a feeling of happiness and joy. It's supposed to really lift up your spirits. Right? Asa comes from the word as, meaning hope. So Rag Asa is a very hopeful Rag. So please listen to this Shabad. Try to feel the Rag. By Dharam Singh Zakhmi is one of the Panth's greatest Ragis ever produced. They've changed my life. They've changed the life of so many different people. I want to also give you a heads up. This is an old recording. It's from the early 70s. The Zakhmis, when they did Kirtan, they passed away, unfortunately. They did Kirtan between the 1950s and 1980s. So this is an old recording, so please be aware of that. The sound quality may not be as good as what you hear today. But the reed, the composition, the passion, the emotion, the rag is absolutely beautiful. It's magnificent. So I really hope you enjoy this recording. You get a feel of what Rag Asa is supposed to feel like, the emotions it's supposed to bring out in the listener. So with that, after the recording, you will do the activity, and then I will see you next week. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Te लगन निदान इच्छा पूरक रखे निदान इच्छा पूरक रखे निदान तू मन बसिया लगे न दुखा तू मन बसिया लगे न दुखा तू मेरो प्यारो कैसी भूखा तू मेरो प्यारो जो तू करे सोई परवान जो तू करे सोई परवान जो तू करे जो तू करे सोई परवान साचे साहिब तेरा सच फरमान साचे साहिब तेरा सच फरमान तू मन वसिया लगे न दुखा तू मन वसिया लगे न दुखा तू मेरो प्यारो तां कैसी भूखा तू मेरो प्यारो जो तू करे सोई परवान जो तू करे जो तू करे जो तू करे सोई परवान वाहिगुरु जो तू करे सोई परवान जो तू करे सोई परवान तू करता सचियार मैंडा साई वाहिगुरु तू करता सचियार मैंडा साई जो तू पावे सोई थीसी जो तू दे सोई हम पाए सब तेरी तू सबनी त्याया जो तू करे सोई परवान जो तू करे सोई परवान जो तू करे सोई परवान साचे साहिब तेरा सच फरमान साचे साहिब तेरा सच फरमान तू मन बसिया लगे न दुखा तू मन बसिया लगे न दुखा तू मेरो प्यारो तां कैसी भूखा तू मेरो प्यारो तां कैसी भूखा तू मेरो प्यारो ਅਪੇਵ ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਲਖ ਅਪੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅਲਖ ਅਪੇਵ ਸੱਚ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸੱਚ ਸਾਹਿਬ